What's up everybody, welcome to another episode of Minecraft Tutorials. Yes, we are not in our regular tutorial world. Pretty odd here. And we don't have shaders. Well, yeah, this is a snapshot of 1.14, so this is going to be really fun to probably build in the upcoming versions of Minecraft. What we're looking at here is a version of the 2.0 pumpkin melon greenhouse design. In fact, this can even be upgraded to use on cactuses and sugarcane and a few other things as well. One of the big updates for upcoming 1.14 is the Composter. And this thing produces bone meal and it turns crops into bone meal. So we're going to see a couple of tutorials coming out in the next coming months involving the Composter, because I'm going to show you guys how to upgrade a lot of our current builds to have that addition. So it'll be kind of like an upgrade thing to some of our systems, and some of the builds are just absolutely insane, and I'm loving the purpose of this thing and what it can do. So this is the greenhouse. As you can see, it's growing pumpkins in this one. And when that happens, and when it happens here, the observer activates the system. There's a minecart hopper down below which will collect all the pumpkins or melons that have been knocked loose, and then it sends it to an item sorter, which then puts it into our storage column. And when this overflows with pumpkins just like this, all of those extra pumpkins then go into our secondary and new column, which involves the Composter. The Composter will then pick up all of those extra pumpkins and start turning them into bone meal. We now have a method of actually collecting and, just storing massive amounts of bone meal other than a skeleton farm. And this, as you can see, is also all backed up. So what happens then? Well, I've decided to make an addition of a trash column, I guess, where it now takes all of the overflow, all of the extra floating entity pumpkin melon things, and then just throws them out. Why have all this entity stuff laying out like this? It's gonna, you'd probably have to have billions of blocks out, but if this thing continues to run, it's gonna do that, but now it'll actually just dispose of it. So it will never deplete your storage. It'll continue to make bone meal when that's all filled up, and it'll start to toss stuff out. How awesome is that? This is such a great upgrade. I'm going to show you how to build this. Hopefully it won't take too long, because this can be rather long, but let's get on to it. Alright guys, I am rushing a little bit because I don't want this to be too long of a video. This can get rather involved. To build the greenhouse, what you're going to do is actually place down a stair block, turn, and build 9 more blocks out. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then turn another one again, so you have like this 11 block long sofa. You're then going to knock out a 3 by 11 block space in front of that. And I'm actually going to knock out the blocks underneath the stairs, and I'm going to knock out another 3 by 11 below that. You don't have to do this part, but I'll explain why I'm doing this. I'm going to take a nice bright block, and I'm just going to fill in this 3 by 11 block area, so that way we have something bright and visible for you guys to see. Underneath the stairs, I'm actually going to grab some sea lanterns. Where are they? Oop. I'm going to place those underneath the stairs here to lighten up the area, and so that you guys can see the minecart hopper down below. On the front area, I'm going to grab some glass, and I'm just going to place those down here. I'm going to leave this block empty, this last one here, for the time being. Now, here's the time where you can decide whether you want this to be the end of the collection area or this to be the collection area, right or left. It doesn't matter. I usually tend to like the collection area on the right, but that all depends on where you're building it. If you do want it on the left, you're going to knock out this block and just follow all of the additional directions in opposite. Okay, so we are going to knock out these 2 blocks here. We're going to grab some redstone blocks, and we're going to fill those in. We're going to come all the way down here where we left this one empty and fill it in with another redstone block. We're going to then knock out 2 of these grass blocks, then the 2 below, and 6 of these bright diorite brick blocks down underneath. So you have this gap right here at the end of our greenhouse. Then you're going to grab some hoppers, and on the side that we just knocked out, we're going to place a line of hoppers going out, and then in the extra space here, we're going to place 3 more hoppers going into the row of hoppers towards the back. Excellent. You're then going to grab some powered rails, some regular rails, and a minecart hopper. You're going to place a powered rail here at the end. Start laying down some regular rails till you hit this redstone block here. Put down a powered rail, 2 more regular rails, a powered rail, so you have this corner here, and then more regular rails until you hit this redstone block. Put down another powered rail. You're going to have 3 powered rails and 1 that is not powered. You're then going to grab another regular block, place that here on the end of that hopper that we placed down, and then another one diagonally towards the redstone block, and then one right here at the end of the sea lantern. You're then going to place down the minecart hopper on the powered rail that is not being powered. You're then going to grab grass blocks, dirt blocks, doesn't matter, and you're going to build up the 11 or by 2 block area in front of the stairs. Once you've done that, you're going to grab some water and fill in the stairs. This will create a nice compact trench area. Now I'm going to grab a hoe here. I'm going to till the front row because this is where we're going to plant our crops. So we'll grab melons for this one. And I'm just going to plant down some melon seeds right across the front here, just like that. I missed a block. There we go. Grab some regular pistons. And you're going to place those facing into the farming area on top of the stairs, just like this. Go back to your regular block, place down a row of regular blocks on top of the, of any kind of block on top of the pistons there, and then you're going to grab some redstone dust and place that on top of the blocks, like this. Alright, not bad. Okay, so now what you need is some half slabs. Come down here on this side, and right where the first stem is, you're going to place down 3 half slabs. Come to the second row, and you're going to place down another 3, and then you're going to turn the corner here and place another 2, just like this. So you should have a 3x3 of half slab with 1 corner missing. That's because this corner is going to get another half slab on the piston instead. You're then going to grab some redstone dust, and you're going to place down a redstone dust there, across these 2, and then in this corner as well. Grab a observer and some repeaters, and you're going to get an observer looking into that first stem there. Going to be looking at this one. It's going to monitor its growth. Grab a repeater, place that coming out of the back of the observer. It's going to be on 1 tick. Turn so you can place down a second repeater on 4 ticks going into that first repeater, then turn completely around and place down a third repeater on 3 ticks to complete the circuit. Lastly, you're going to get another piece of redstone dust, place it on this block that is right next to the minecart hopper, and now this system will activate on its own whenever this stem grows or grows a pumpkin. Now grab some droppers, and we need to remove some of this area here 2 blocks down so we can see where that hopper is right there. And we're gonna come to, oh, see, that stem grew, activated the system. Nice. Now we're going to come to this corner here, this back corner, and we're going to place droppers going upwards. Oh, there we go. And we're gonna place these roughly about the same height as that block there. You can build this a lot taller if you want more storage, but this is sufficient enough for what we're doing here. Now with the dropper tower in place, what you're going to do is grab another hopper, place one going into that bottom dropper there, and another hopper going into there to complete the circuit. So everything that is being collected by that minecart hopper now will be filtered into this bottom dropper. You can grab some regular blocks, put those on top of the hoppers there so nothing falls in them, and then you're going to place one down here next to the first dropper, next to the third dropper, and next to the 5th dropper, just like that. You're going to grab some redstone torches, place one on top of these blocks just like this, and at this moment, if you have a tower, you decided to build yours a little taller and you ended up with, you know, a dropper that is taller than the block, you're going to want to have a redstone torch right there. However, if you ended up with a item tower that is the same height as a block, then you have to have a speck of redstone dust right there at the same height. That should complete your activation of the items flowing through this tower. Now, we need to actually get a comparator, and we're going to grab one comparator, place it coming out of that bottom dropper. You're going to place a block right there, remove a 2x2 block area, place a redstone torch coming off of that block. You're going to grab more hoppers, and you're going to create a little hopper clock right here. Again, that's just 2 hoppers looking into each other. On the side that has the redstone torch, it doesn't really matter which side you put it in actually, because no matter what, it's going to end up on the side with the redstone torch. Grab another comparator and 2 more repeaters, and you have a system that goes into the torch tower now. So this now cycles out of the droppers and into the torch tower. So this item elevator will now function as it should. I'm going to cover these up here so nothing falls into those. And I am now ready to place down some chests. So let's grab a couple of chests here. I'm going to place those down here. In fact, I'm going to, yeah, that should be fine actually. You have 3 chests here. If you want to make these a double chest, you can. You just have to expand those out like that. On the back side, put down some hoppers going into those chests just like that. And for the time being, I'm going to place down another hopper right on the top there, and more hoppers going back towards the top of this dropper tower. So now any items that get spit up will end up in the hopper trail here and be filtered into our storage chest. Pretty cool, right? Alright, so I'm going to place down another chest here. I'm going to place down a hopper going into the back of that chest. And finally, I'm going to grab our composter, which should be right here. Awesome. I'm going to place this composter on top of this hopper, and now I have to place another hopper going into the top of that composter. I then have to reorient this hopper and place that just like this, so we have the end of the hopper line at the top going into the last column. So now any overflow that happens, once these chests are all filled up, all the pumpkins are going to be filtered into the composter. The composter is going to turn all the pumpkins or melons or whatever into bone meal and place it into this chest here. So now we have a system that actually generates bone meal. Super awesome. But we're not done. We're not done. We have to put the safety mechanism into this greenhouse now. What I like to do is place down 2 blocks right here. Reason being is you cannot put the fire, right here. It's going to burn the composter. You can't put the fire here because it's going to burn up the composter. Even putting the fire here with no wall here somehow ended up burning the composter. So we got to seal this off. We're going to put down 2 blocks, maybe even 3. Place down another 3 here and another 3 here just to make things pretty. We're going to grab another dropper. We're going to place that right there. We then have to move this hopper line here. The last hopper is going to be going into that dropper, and we're going to place down 2 more hoppers to complete the system. So now that's going to look something like this. We're going to remove this block here. We have to grab some netherrack, which is somewhere in here. And we're then going to grab a flint and steel to light that up. So here we go. Netherrack, flint and steel, fire. Nice. I'm going to just prettify this really quick so that looks just like that. And I also like to grab some glass and just kind of close that off there. That way the dropper cannot spit items further out in the fire, and then you still have the same problem. And then all that's left now is to decorate this farm, and you guys can do that any which way you like. I have a completed version right here. You can see this thing's been growing pumpkins. On the back side of this thing, we actually have a reset button, which will allow you to cycle the farm if needed. Maybe the stems get stuck. There's a bug where the stems kind of get stuck in an arch position. You can just reset that by using this reset button back here. Or if you just want to turn this off completely, you do have a lever here which will extend the pistons and not allow any pumpkins to grow at all. So there's that as well. But I'm going to simulate what this would be if pumpkins were going through the system. This thing should be filled up. Yeah, there we go. So if the storage area is all filled up, if the bone meal area is all filled up, any extra pumpkins that grow through this system will be removed like this. And that's what this looks like. It looks really cool, actually. I do like it. It's super, super awesome to see. There you go. And it's a nice clean build. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked this video. Drop me some likes. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments field below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And I will see you all in the next episodes of Minecraft tutorials. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later.